Hello, this is Rich Lavens of Eurotherm by Watlow, and had a question a couple days ago regarding OPC scope. So, within iTools is a feature called OPC scope that lets you do some basic trending and analysis with a quick way to hook up to an instrument and show a trend or a spreadsheet. So, we are going to open iTools here. So iTools is a free download from the Eurotherm website. So here's iTools, and we want to select iTools Engineering Studio. There's a couple different ways to do that, so I'll show you the other one in a minute. So, first thing is to use OPC scope, we have to have an instrument connected to iTools over communications. And here I have that. So there's an EPC 3004 that's connected. Should find it here pretty shortly. Up here, the two little arrows, we have to wait for those to go away before we can do anything. So now I'm live with the instrument. And up here is a tab called OPC Scope. So the free version of iTools has the free version of OPC Scope already in it. I believe that lets you run for an hour. Now, there is a paid version, an upgrade to OPC Scope that will then run indefinitely. Works the same way. It just, again, unlocks the time feature, I guess you'd say. So we're going to click on OPC Scope. And that opened on my other monitor, so we'll drag it over. So if I look on these, there is my EPC 3004. So I can click there. And within that instrument, I pretty much have access to anything I want. So if I go to my loop block and the main, I might want to drag in a process value. So there's my process value out of the loop. I have two thermocouples on this, so I can do that same thing sort of a different way. So this is the second process value input. Again, pretty much the same temperature. And then going back to the loop, maybe I want to look at the, let's see, what do I want here? Let's look at the output of that. So we'll go to output of channel 1. So right now I'm calling for 100% output. So this is kind of the spreadsheet view. Make that a hair bigger. So again, it's going to show you a value live at any given time. I can also come up here to the other tab and hit the chart. Now there's some setup, so we'll click on the show chart control panel. And what do you want to look at? Well, let's look at all of them. So we're going to look at all that. I can plot whether it's a horizontal or a vertical trend. I can look at the time span. I'm just going to leave this kind of set up as the default. I can change color and background and all that. So really, I'm going to get out of that. Now, if you look up here in the upper right-hand corner, it's drawing a trend based on my process value and temperature. So again, this is where the scaling comes in. So my temperatures are down in the 70-degree range. So you're starting to see a trend there with the actual process value. And you can look up here on this line. It will tell you that. And then over here, it's showing 100%. So your zero and span kind of auto scales unless you do something otherwise. Anyway, it's a great troubleshooting tool. Works really well. If you need it to run more than an hour, you would have to purchase the upgrade to let it run indefinitely. But that's pretty much a quick overview of the feature OPC scope. So I mentioned there was a second way to access OPC scope. So here we are still sitting in iTools, but let's minimize this. And if we go back in to our applications, we're going to find iTools again, but you notice there is a tab for OPC scope here. So when I click that, it pretty much brings you to the same page. We'll let this open on my other monitor and I'll drag it over. Here we go. So here's the same page, but when I come up here, there's some tabs at the top. So if I click on the server and hit connect, it's the same thing, but I don't need to necessarily open iTools first. So again, here's the same parameters. We'll just grab process value here, drag that in. We'll grab process value again here. So we've got 1 and 2, and we'll go back and grab that same loop block output. Drag that over there. So again, same way of doing kind of the same, or two different ways of doing the same thing, I should say. And again, if we go back to my chart, we can do this. So we're going to select all of these. Now when I go into access, I can change it to 30 minutes or a month or whatever. I can make it a horizontal screen or a horizontal trend chart or vertical. If I go into axis, I can pick different colors. So let's just say we'll pick this green just for fun. The grid color, right now it's defaulted to black. Let's make it orange. Again, a little bit annoying, but you can do whatever you want, right? And then I can have no legend or the item names. Item names added it up here. We can go to the plot. So I can have ramps or steps. I can make the line a little bit thicker. And then we can have a little bit of a historical. So we're going to enable the review of historical data. And again, on the free version, I have the paid version. The free version, it runs, I believe, for an hour. Anyway, we get the same sort of thing here. So up here is our two process values, and over here is our output percentage to the loop. So two different ways of getting basically to the same OPC scope. I hope you find this helpful, but drop us an email or give us a call if we can be of any further assistance. Thank you.